So in today's video, we're going to look at identifying the enemy and why this is so important for us to identify the enemy, because believe it or not, there's a lot of confusion when it comes to the devil and when it comes to spiritual warfare. All right, and then later on we'll touch on some other core values that is also very important for spiritual warfare. So first, we're going to do a quick quiz. So get your pen and your pencil ready and write your answers down, and then right afterwards we will look at the answers. Okay, well done. Let's see how we did with the quiz, and I'll explain in just a moment why this quiz was so important for this exercise. So, the opposite of up is indeed down, and the opposite of over is indeed under. The opposite of large is indeed small, and the opposite of in is indeed out. Nevertheless, the opposite of light is not darkness, and the opposite of good is not bad. The opposite of love is not hate, simply because the opposite of God is not Satan. And now you might be thinking, how can I say such a thing? I've always thought that God and Satan are like arch enemies in equal forces, in equal battle against one another. No, they're not. And from a biblical standpoint, we can even see this. In the beginning, we see that God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. There was no struggle between light and darkness in that moment, because God's nature is light. God's nature is good. God's nature is beauty. God's nature is pure. God's nature is holy. God's nature is love. He is the supreme and only source of love and goodness and beauty and pure and truth that there is in this universe. Satan does not possess any of those attributes at all. If he did possess any of those attributes, then we could have maybe entertained this thought, but he does not. Remember, God is an uncreated being, where Satan is a created being. He was an arch enemy that fell from heaven, who lost his glory and his splendor. So even in the state that he is now, he's a defeated foe, and we should never forget that and never give Satan more credit than his due. So unlike God, Satan is extremely limited in his ability to attack believers. And this is something that we need to grasp and understand, especially when it comes to spiritual warfare.